What's up, Endgame community? Thanks for joining us once again. It's the preseason. It's never too early to panic, right? That's what fantasy football is about, the ups and the downs. So we're going to talk about some players that maybe you should be panicking about if you just drafted and you have them on your team, or you were considering them because, well, snaps and usage can tell a story in the preseason, even in exhibition games. So who's the first player that has you a little bit worried, Chris?
I'm going to start with one of two rookies. I think we're going to talk about three rookies in this video, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to start with the first one, and that's Michael Carter, running back of the Jets. Look, I liked Michael Carter coming out of college. I liked his landing spot. And I liked this so much that I ignored the fact that this guy was a fourth-round draft pick, and fourth-round running backs rarely pan out in the NFL. And guess what? It's not looking good for Michael Carter right now. In the first preseason game, Tevin Coleman was out. And he played, a few snaps with the starters, but he got badly outsnapped by Ty Johnson in that game. Then last week, with Tevin Coleman back, he didn't play a single snap with the starters. That's not good because, yeah, you can say, oh, it's just preseason, blah, 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 but it tells you the real depth chart, at least what the teams consider the depth chart, not that, crappy one they post out to the public. This is their true depth chart. So that means he's behind Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson right now. Now, could he eventually break out? Sure, of course. But he's costing you like a 7th, 8th round pick right now for a guy who might not even play, more than a handful of snaps for 3/4, half the season. That's not worth it at all. I talked about Ty Johnson, in our Burning Questions video. You can check that out. But I think Tevin Coleman's a better draft pick than him. And I think Ty Johnson is a way better draft pick than him that you don't even really have to draft in your drafts. But as of right now, I am very much panicking on Michael Carter.
Yeah, and you have to give you your props because, guys, you can check the tape. Well, it's not a tape, but you know what I mean. Check the videos from months ago. Chris, you're probably the only one talking about Ty Johnson. You've been mentioning that name for months. Okay, so I get we all love the rookies, but Michael Carter, we just assume a team that doesn't have an established starter at running back, they draft a running back, that guy's going to be the starter. They actually have to prove that they can earn the job, and Carter apparently hasn't done that yet. You know what? The worst case scenario here, you don't draft him. You let somebody else draft him. Wait till they drop him after a few weeks, and then you can pick him up for free. Okay, now let's go with another rookie. It's going to be a recurring theme because, again, the shiny new toy syndrome is real. We all assume that rookies will just come in and dominate, and it just doesn't always happen. Ja'Marr Chase was the first wide receiver selected. He went to a team where he had his old college teammate at quarterback throwing the ball. What could be better? Well, problem is that was 2 years ago. Ja'Marr Chase didn't play football at all last year, and even though he's got the physical talent, that's not the problem, right? In the NFL, everybody is physically talented. You actually have to get used to the mental part of the game. You have to learn. It takes time. Ja'Marr Chase, very young, so he's not looked good in training camp, preseason. Hasn't shown that he's going to be the number one, much less the number 2 or 3 target. Now we're hearing that Auden Tate, who was on the roster bubble earlier, might actually beat him out for snaps early on. Maybe Chase will wind up being just fine, but are you really going to draft him over several other established receivers? No, you should be worried if you were counting him as a wide receiver too. Dynasty, fine, no problem. Redraft, there's no way I'm depending on him as a starter. So you should definitely be worried on what we're hearing early on. I know we don't want to overreact to a poor training camp, but again, he was being overvalued to begin with. So let's drop him down closer to the wide receiver 3, maybe even wide receiver 4 conversation, and then you consider drafting it. But I won't be. All right, Chris, who else should we be panicking about?
It's another rookie. I'm sorry. I guess I'm old. I'm just an old guy, but it's another rookie. It's a rookie wide receiver that I really like, honestly. It's Jaylen Waddle of your Dolphins. But here's why I'm panicking. And you know me, I'm not an injury scared of injury guy. I'm the guy drafting those injured players, right? Like, give me that injury discount. But we've already seen twice in this preseason already, Jaylen Waddle, A, had a scare with his ankle, which apparently still isn't 100% from his injury in college. And then B, he had a scare with his knee. I'm just starting to wonder if Jaylen Waddle can hold up over an entire NFL season especially in his rookie year. I don't know if he can, and it's definitely making me panic. And I like Waddle. I think Waddle's going to be a great player. I've drafted Waddle a ton in my best ball leagues, but I'm really getting nervous that this guy's going to be in and out of the lineup, missing games, unable to stay healthy, just from what we've seen so far in the short sample of preseason. So it has nothing to do with performance. I think he'll be great when he's on the field, but how often is he going to be on the field? And, how many more injury scares are you going to have to sit through throughout the season? So definitely a little panicked about Jaylen Waddle right now.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can tell, I am a Dolph fan, but as far as Waddle, completely agree. I do have him in one or two of my dynasty leagues. I have 0 shares in redraft, and that's probably how I'll end up. So I'm on board with you there. I'm going to end with a running back, not a rookie, but DeAndre Swift, one of the hot, shiny new toys from last year as a rookie running back. We think, well, this is the year he'll break out. It won't, because we've already heard from the mouth of offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn that he really, really, really likes Jamal Williams. He views him as the A back. He said that DeAndre Swift, who's the B back, basically will come in once in a while and, shake things up. But he loves everything about Jamal Williams, which is fine. He's a solid, running back. But also there's the fact that DeAndre Swift has been injured and limited throughout training camp and preseason, hasn't been playing, in 7-7 or 11-on-11. He's been doing just individual workouts, not really getting game action, real, participation that you want in training camp. And then there's the fact that the Lions are going to be bad. I mean, I could go on and on. I've said this before about Swift, but I'm just avoiding him, especially at his price tag, usually going the 3rd, maybe the 4th round of a redraft league. I've been panicking really for about 5 months now. I'm just going to make sure I let everybody know that you should be more worried about Swift than you are. All right, so those are just some of our players that we're trying to panic you on. Not panic. We want you to be knowledgeable and prepared for your draft. So buyer beware. All right, guys, thanks for watching.